Hello and welcome to week 2 in biopsychology. Can you just feel it in the air? Summer's just around the corner. It's going to fly right by. So here we are in week 2, and we are in chapter 2, where we're going to be looking at the nerve cells and nerve impulses. Now, the goal of this particular chapter is for you to understand the neurological impulse, which we'll also talk about when we're talking about the synapse, but that it is a biochemical electrical process and the very important function of the establishment of myelin on the nerve. Now, we have gray matter and white matter. Gray matter we often speak to as our brain. White matter is the spinal cord and a lot of the peripheral nervous system. There's white matter in the brain. The white color comes from myelin. So the myelinated aspect of the nervous system is white colored, and we call it white matter. And the relatively non-myelinated parts of our nervous system, mostly in the brain, gray matter. So get that thing out of the way. I also ask you to investigate the influence of a drug. Now, what that is referring to in terms of content is the blood-brain barrier, which is a physical barrier that controls substances going in and out of the brain. Specifically, like it has its own filter for the blood supply in the brain. When you are answering this question, I want you to be specific about the impact and role of the blood-brain barrier and that drug. So I'm going to be looking for that kind of research in the question. And I've posted our first lab, which will be happening this week, Chapter 2 lab, the Stroop effect. So you'll find the instructions for that and the downloads in the lab section for Chapter 2 in the course book. I did notice when I looked at the course book today that the, at least in my version, the when I look at the menu within the PDF, it looks a little funky. So just scroll all the way to the end of it, and they're all in order, and you'll find the Stroop effect. So you'll be reading up on that, be conducting that experiment, and submitting your first lab report. I'm going to be going through rather quickly here, assigning the rest of the labs for the class. So I'll be doing that over this next week. So stay tuned to see those additions in the content section. When you go to the Chapter 2 folder, after you've, remember, read the book, read the course book, go into Brightspace, go to the Chapter 2 folder, and now you're going to see a link to an assignment called Chapter 2 Lab Stroop Effect. I just added that. So enjoy this, the learning at this level, and then also the Stroop effect, which has kind of something to do with, you know, the more neurons you have to use to do something, the longer it's going to take. The speed of the nervous system is what we're kind of looking at with that particular assignment. So good luck with that, and I will see you on the discussion boards.